Hey guys, welcome here back to Venom Paintball. Today we're going to be going over how to make your Mandalorian have universal macrobinoculars. Let's get started. Alright, and so what you're going to need is you're going to need your favorite Mandalorian helmet from any creator. So we have this one here. This is the Forge helmet that we have. And then you'll need, of course, your universal macrobinoculars. What we're going to do to get started is we're going to go ahead and take our handy dandy X-Acto knife here. Be careful not to cut yourself. We're going to clean up any spots we see that need any removal of print lines or any such cosmetic modifications needed. Take a look here and make sure there's no other damage or anything you want to clean up here. See, there's a little spot right here that needs to be cleaned up. Alrighty, there we have it right there. So now that we have it all cleaned up, we're going to go ahead and take out some magnets. You can find these from your Amazon or from any other site that you favor. Right today we're going to be using some 2x1mm magnets. So that is these right here. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making the helmet where the ears are magnetic. And by doing this, we're going to make the parts easily removable, just as shown here. There's no tabs, no nothing, it's just pure magnets, and it just stays on, and stays on really well if you just play around with it, and there's no wear and tear, no nothing. Alright, so to begin, we're going to need an X-Acto knife, or your preferred knife of choice. And we're going to clean and open up this hole just a little bit more than what it's standardly made for. Highly recommend starting with a helmet that already has holes in it, otherwise it could make this process a bit more hard on the user. Usually blow it out just to see there being no dust, and we're going to take our stack of magnets and kind of continually compare the size of the hole here and make sure everything fits properly. And so all I'm doing is I'm just taking the knife and just slowly and carefully rounding it out. I'm not putting any unnecessary pressure. The point of this is just to make this hole uniform and bigger than what it was before. Now you could use something like 1x1mm magnets, but those are a bit harder to come by, so in this video we're going to be showing how to use the 2x1mm instead. Alright, so here we're nearly there. I'm going to open up just a little bit more before I start inserting the magnet. You may think that this hole is a lot bigger than what it should be. However, once you put the magnet inside, you can always easily putty it over with some sculpting putty, or even glue it over. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just shove the magnet in. There we go. And remember the polarity of the magnet. So whatever direction you have your stack of magnets facing, remember what side you have it in. So you see it's pressure fit right now. So it shouldn't come out as is, but just to be safe, we're going to use some super glue. My choice of cyanoacrylic glue is this Bob Smith Industries glue. This is their medium 5 to 10 second curing glue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a toothpick, just a handy dandy kitchen toothpick or whatever skewer item that you may have around. What I'm going to do is just squeeze a little bit of glue. We don't want a ton out onto the tip. Just a very small drop. What I'm going to be doing is just very carefully, we're going to start on the inside. Highly recommend blowing on the interior of the helmet, because that's where some dust is going to be. And all we're doing is just putting some glue over there just so it stays in place. I'm going to do the same thing over here now that we have a little less glue, just to make sure it stays in place and doesn't go anywhere. Now that's pressure fit, depending on the process by which you did it previously, it may be perfectly fine pressure fit. However, just to be safe, I'm going to put some glue to be sure nothing goes anywhere. Now you can always putty this over once the glue cures to make it much more of a smoother transition, but we're going to leave it as is just for the demonstration of this video. Now we're going to go ahead and continue on the other side and open this hole the same way we started on the other. Again, we're just rounding it out. Again, barely any pressure, if any. We want to make sure that the hole stays round, otherwise the magnet will not fit. Alrighty. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the magnet stick that we have here. This glue should be dry by now. And make sure that this is the same polarity that we used on the magnet here. And we're going to flip it around and make sure that this magnet can go in just like the other one. And this one looks like it can fit already. So I'm going to go ahead and slowly remove it from the batch. Oh, it's not wanting to stay. Just had a magnet go flying everywhere. That's the positive about ordering these magnets from Amazon, is they're super cheap and they're not going to go anywhere. So if you lose one, you maybe lose, 10 cents, if that, of magnets, which isn't the end of the world. Alright, so we lost another one. Yikes. So I'm going to open up the hole just a little bit more. Alright, so now that the magnet's stuck inside there, I'm going to blow out the inside. I'm actually going to push the magnet out just a little bit because it went in a little too far. And then we're going to use the same process for the glue. Put a dab on the end. Again, we don't need a ton. Just enough to kind of cover it, make sure it doesn't go anywhere. Make sure you have a paper towel handy to clean up your mess. So if you have any excess glue anywhere else, you can clean it up fairly easily. So I'm just going to use a paper towel, kind of scrape off any excess that we have. And whatever paint we have is going to clean up this mess, so don't worry too much about there being a little too much gloss here and there. But whatever paint you use, or even primer, should get rid of it. And then we're going to make sure all the magnets stay in place with our little magnet stick. Yep, same polarity. You want to make sure they're both the same polarity. Otherwise they could counteract each other and be a little problematic. And now what we're going to want to do here is double check the polarity here. And what we're going to want to do is we're going to do a mirror so that essentially these front magnets that are being attracted to this side are what's going here in the set. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our popsicle stick, our toothpick, that we were using earlier. And then we're going to put a little droplet inside. There's a little cavity here at the bottom where a magnet should fit perfectly into. Again, we're going to check with our magnet stick the polarity, which is that way. And then we're going to want to make sure that we put the opposite end in the glue. Now the thing about these headsets is that they will stick out just a little bit on either side, but that's not to worry. They should stay in place perfectly fine. And again, we're going to do the polarity check again. We're going to grab our toothpick. We don't need a ton of glue, just enough. And just fill up the hole just a little bit. Don't want too much. And we're going to use the opposite end of the magnets to keep it all uniform and so it doesn't counteract each other. And then we'll let this sit for a few more minutes, just to make sure everything's dry and stays in place, and we'll come right back and test it. So, I mean, there's not really an easy way to do it. We're just going to put the headset on like so. And it should fit perfectly like that. There you go. You have your own magnetic macro set for your Mandalorian. Hopefully soon we'll be working on rangefinders and other accessories for these guys. If you guys want to find these items and more, you can always visit our store, venompaintball.store, where we sell the largest inventory of custom LEGO items in the world. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and give us a subscribe for more content like this. Thank you guys, and we'll see you guys in the next one.